non-conforming are not permitted to enlist in the United States Armed Forces. What advice would you give to a young trans person who is interested in joining the military? Contestant number 1.
Thank you for that question, Fantasy. Once again, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, judges, ladies, and everybody in between. I am so excited to be here. I am a very privileged person within our community. I work for a LGBTQIA+ company called GLAD. And what we do is we speak about LGBTQIA issues every day. So this is in my wheelhouse to answer. The thing that we can always do is be advocates for ourselves. We have to get out there, we have to talk. We have to speak on the things that are not okay in this world, and we have to take action on them. The actions that we can take are making sure that we are educated on the right issues, that we are voting, that we are registering to vote, and we are putting people in power that can make the change that is needed in this world. Thank you.
Ladies, gentlemen, and judges, contestant number 1, Aliyah. Can we have contestant number 2 to the stage, please? Contestant number 2. Ouch! She ain't got the cake. That must mean it's in numbers. Let's go, contestant number 2, Zaria. You were asked. Currently, people who identify as transgender or gender nonconforming are not permitted to enlist in the United States Armed Forces. What advice would you give to a young trans person who is interested in joining that military? Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 2, Zaria.
Thank you so much for that question, Fantasy. Good evening, everyone. My name is Zaria Aurora Powell. I hail all the way from Albany, New York, competing for the title of Miss Gay Fingerlakes. In response to the question, the only advice I would give to a young trans person or someone who is non-conforming, it's very simple. It's just one word: be fat. But that is spelled P-H-A-T. That's be professional, honest, administrative, and tenacious. So, in response to the question, I am Zaria Aurora Powell, contestant number 2, vying for the title of Miss Gay Fingerlakes. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 2, Zaria. May we have contestant number 3, Alicia. Alicia, the question asked for you this afternoon was, currently people who identify as transgender or gender nonconforming are not permitted to enlist in the United States Armed Forces. What advice would you give a young trans person who is interested in joining the military? Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 3, Alicia.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A wise person told me, said, just answer the question, bitch. So here I go. Living as a transgender, I'm a strong believer in don't ask, don't tell. Simple as that. Thank you.
All right, contestant number 3, Alicia Michaels. May we have contestant number 4, Kiara. The question asked you this afternoon, Kiara. Currently, people who identify as transgender or non-conforming are not permitted to enlist in the United States Armed Forces. What advice would you give a young trans person who is interested in joining the military? Contestant number 4, Kiara.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and judges. I'm your contestant number 4, and I go by the name of Pure Katie Eastern. The best advice that I could give to a young trans person is to never give up. Never give up whatever your dreams may be.
If you want to be in the Army, then you have to do everything in your power to make sure that it happens. You have to vote, and then you have to go out there to get supporters to help you pass the laws that will allow you to be able to vote. To be, not only to be able to vote, but to be able to be in the Army. But on the same token, you have to give them a story of hope, because we all need hope. So I would tell her my life story and how I struggled and how everyone always told me no, that I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that, and that I wasn't going to be a pageant girl and I wasn't going to be beautiful. I'm beautiful. And I love what I do. And I would let her know that I didn't get to where I'm at because I just wanted to do something. I had to work for it. I had to get my supporters, get my fans, and get a team, because that's what it's going to take to follow your dreams. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen,